You lie down to sleep, and your mind doesn't shut off. Your body is tired, your eyes are heavy, everything around you is silent. But inside your head, something completely different begins to happen. Thoughts appear without control. Situations from the day come back. Simple conversations gain new meanings. Problems that seemed small start to grow. And the question is inevitable. Why does this happen exactly when you need rest the most? During the day, your mind works in a completely different way. It is busy. Work, studies, people, notifications, sounds, quick decisions. All of this constantly occupies mental space. You don't have time to overthink, because something is always pulling your attention outward. But when night comes, all of that disappears. The world slows down. The environment becomes silent. And for the first time in the day, there is no more distraction. And that is exactly where the problem begins. Because the human brain was not made for total silence. It was made to function in constant interaction with the environment. So when everything stops, it automatically switches modes. Without noticing it, you stop looking outward and start looking inward. And what exists inside is not empty. There is memory. There is emotion. There is everything you did not have time to process during the day. The brain then begins a natural process, reorganizing information. Everything that happened to you throughout the day starts being reviewed. Simple situations come back to your mind. A short conversation can be repeated several times. A strange look from someone can gain new meanings. A small mistake can feel bigger than it really was. Not because it changed, but because now there is space for it to grow inside your mind. And this process is automatic. You do not choose it. You do not control it. It simply happens. But there is something even deeper behind this. The human brain was not only evolved to think. It was evolved to survive. And survival means predicting risks, anticipating problems, avoiding danger before it happens. So even when there is no real danger, the brain keeps trying to predict. At night, without external distractions, this mechanism becomes more active. It starts simulating situations, creating scenarios, revising possibilities. And this causes thoughts to speed up. One thought leads to another. One memory leads to another. And before you realize it, you are trapped in a mental loop. This loop is what many people call overthinking before sleep. But in reality, it is not just thinking. It is processing. It is simulation. It is internal reorganization. The problem is that this does not happen gently. Everything happens at the same time. No pause. No interruption. No filter. And the more you try to stop thinking, the more aware you become that you are thinking. And this intensifies the cycle even more. But why is this stronger at night? Because during the day, this same process also happens. But it is constantly interrupted. You stand up, talk to someone, check your phone, receive notifications, shift focus. The mind never stays in one place long enough to deepen a thought. At night, it does. At night, everything slows down. And the brain uses this space to organize everything that was left unresolved. For some people, this is mild. For others, it becomes a kind of silent mental hyperactivity. A feeling that the mind never stops. That there is always something to remember. Something to solve. Something to imagine. And this can create mild anxiety, restlessness, and difficulty sleeping. But despite that, it is not a flaw. Not an error. Not a lack of control. It is a natural system of the brain working exactly as it was programmed through evolution. It is trying to protect you. Trying to organize your experience. Trying to anticipate problems to keep you safe. The point is that this system does not understand the modern world. It was created in a completely different environment. An environment where being alert could mean survival. And today, that same mechanism is triggered in the silence of your bedroom. But there is an important part to all of this. This process does not last forever. At some point, the brain understands there is no real danger. It begins to slow down. Thoughts lose strength. The rhythm decreases. And gradually, the body enters a resting state. This is the moment when silence changes its meaning. It stops being a space of racing thoughts and becomes a space of rest. And then, finally, you fall asleep. Not because you defeated your thoughts, but because they finished their job.